know what one of the most important things Grant Cardone taught me is? Show up. Show up every fucking day. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sick. A little. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm home for three days now already, but that doesn't matter because we're productive now. So let's just jump right in. Another book, 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferris. Interesting one. I just want to get this out of the way. I don't really think a 4-hour workweek is possible, because when you do something, you gotta love it, and if you don't love it, you shouldn't be doing it. So you won't be satisfied with a 4-hour workweek if you really love something. But the book's of course about delegating and time management and that kind of thing. So I understand where it's coming from, but the title is a little misleading. But alright, let's just jump right in. So in this book, Tim Ferris talks about the new rich. And the difference between the new rich and the average are their goals, so which reflect very distinct priorities and life philosophies. So, I'm sorry, it's not their goal to have it all one day. They want everything right now with as minimum effort as possible. So the new rich are the ones who are really cautious with their time, who eliminates as much as possible and does whatever the fuck he wants because he has the time to do so. So, that's the main focus of this book, becoming a member of the new rich and doing only what's needed so you can do what the rest of the people around you can do. So there are a few basic rules that differentiate the new rich from the rest of the world. And those are the following. So 10 rules we have right here. First one, retirement is a worst case scenario insurance. So retirement planning is like life insurance. It should be viewed as nothing more than a hedge against the absolute worst case scenario, in this case becoming physically incapable of working and needing a reservoir of capital to survive. 2. Interest and energy are cyclical. So the new rich aims to distribute mini retirements throughout life instead of hoarding the recovery and enjoyment for the fool's gold of retirement. By working only when you're most effective, life is both more productive and more enjoyable. So this is like the perfect example of eating your cake, having your cake and eating it too, I'm sorry. Whew. My voice today, Jesus Christ. Let me take a sip of my water. We're just doing it, man. I can't let my 10 listeners down. Really sorry. I'm really I say that serious about this. I like this podcasting thingy. So alright. Fourth tip. The timing is never right. The universe doesn't conspire against you, but it doesn't go out of its way to line up all the pins either. So, conditions are never perfect, just do what you need to do. 5. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. So if it isn't going to devastate those around you, try it and then justify it if you fuck up. Don't give people the chance to say no when you think you're going to make a really good decision. Get good at being a troublemaker and saying sorry when you really screw it up. 6. Empathize strengths, don't fix weaknesses. So this is where the whole 2 episodes ago I did Managing Oneself, Peter F. Drucker. That's what this whole thing is about. Because it's far more lucrative and fun to leverage your strengths instead of attempting to fix the things you're not good at. Focus on better use of your best weapons instead of constant repair. Think of the school system, that they do not really believe in this. I do. You should too if you think about it. Just become better at what you're already good at. You'll become a beast in certain things and not so good in other things that do not really matter to you. That's how it should be. That's how you become the best version of yourself. Next one. Things in excess become their opposite. So it's possible to have too much of a good thing. Too much, too many, or too often of what you want becomes what you do not want. Think about that. Having too much time will kill you because you'll become really bored and you do not want to become bored. Yeah, just right. 8. Money alone is not the solution. So you can be fucking rich, but imagine being fucking rich and don't have time to enjoy your money. Or, I don't know, having a lot of friends, but never being able to walk, so you can't go to them or whatever. That you gotta find a little bit. I do not really believe in balance, because you should go all in on most of the things. But easy example here: when you're rich and you don't have time to enjoy it, what's the point? So 9. This is a good one actually. Relative income is more important than absolute income. So absolute income is measured using like euro or USD. Relative income uses two variables. So just the dollar, or like I said, euro, or I don't know, pound or something, and time. So if Jane, alright, think of Jane. If Jane makes 100 grand a year, 2,000 grand $2 grand for every 50 weeks she works. But she works 100 hours a week. That's like $25 for every hour she works in that year. If John, think of John makes 50 grand a year, 1,000 euros or dollars or pounds or pesos or something, pesos. He also works 50 weeks, but he works only 10 hours a week. That's $100, euros, or whatever currency you want to use, bitcoins, whatever the fuck you want. He's 4 times richer than Jane, because he gets more money for every hour he works. That's relative income. And this is the measurement of wealth for the new rich. So, if you think about it, it's kind of common sense. But yeah, last rule that differentiate the new rich from the average people. I'm sorry. Distress is bad, eustress is good. So there are 2 types of stress. Distress refers to harmful stimuli that make you weaker, less confident, less able. We all know what we're talking about here. Eustress is when a role model or a mentor or a friend pushes you to a higher level. Or when you go public speaking, for example, that feeling in your stomach, it's fucked up. I know how it feels. But when you lay in your bed that night and you think about what you did, you're proud of it. That's the stress you want. The stress that moves you forward to a higher person, to a better version of yourself. That's what you want. So, quote, if it scares you, you're moving in the right direction. Easy peasy, man. It's right. You're like in a bubble if you don't try new things that scare you. You do not want that. 3rd chapter already. Those were we like right now know who the new rich are. The rules, the fundamental differentiators between the new rich and the average people. So now we go like a little deeper in what he means. So goal setting. He talks about goal setting. 99% of people in the world are convinced that they are incapable of achieving great things, so they aim for mediocre. A level of competition is through this lower in unrealistic goals. So let's say, easy example right here. There's a pond with a lot of fish, but there are very little fish. 99% of the people in the whole fucking world go to that pond and start fishing. All the fish get out of the pond. There's nothing for you there. But if you convince yourself that you're good enough to achieve unrealistic goals, I'm gonna miss my train. I need to be on a train in 20 minutes. Holy fuck! I don't care. We just need to do this. All right, sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. All right. Go to the big pond with the big fish, where a little amount of people are fishing. You get a higher reward for a higher risk, but there are just less people, so less competition. Less competition means higher reward. That's just basic common sense. So yeah, set unrealistic goals, man. Why not? Why, if you're working for something, why wouldn't you want a higher reward? Because another thing why it's better to set unrealistic goals than realistic goals is when you let's say I work for, someone gives me a task and I work for 100 euros. I'm not being really motivated because 100 euros isn't that much. So when something that scares me comes on, I'm like, well, I don't know if that's worth it. I'm just gonna quit right here. But if you have an unrealistic goal, if you're getting 10 million for that same task, and something comes up that scares you, you're like, all right, well, the reward is pretty high, so let me just conquer this. Let me just destroy this, conquer this task, and get over it. That's what you want. So that's why it's better to set unrealistic goals. Alright. So, he talks about happiness here, and the feeling of excitement is pure happiness. So, when you're doing something, when you're making a decision, ask yourself, what would make me most excited? So, failure is not the big enemy in life, he says. It's boredom. So, when you're not excited, you're bored. Black and white, excitement, boring. Alright? So you don't want to be bored. I'd rather lose a lot of money and become motivated and excited to fix it and, become a better version again of myself than going to a job with a safe income, but being fucking bored all the time. You do not want that. Avoid being in a situation at all times. You do not want that. Whew. Oh yeah. He talks about fear here. Fear. Conquering fear is defining fear. So there's no difference between a pessimist who says, oh, it's hopeless, so don't bother doing anything, and an optimist who says, don't bother doing anything, it's going to turn out fine anyway. Nothing happens either way. So the simple test is to see if you're moving in the right direction. And this is by asking yourself, are you better off than you were 1 year ago, or 1 month ago, or 1 week ago? And if that's not true, things will not get better for you automatically. So you gotta work for it. Doesn't matter if you're an optimist or a pessimist. If you just do not take action, shit doesn't work out for you. So yeah. Only way to go to a place where you want to go is by doing things you're scared of. Like I just said, common sense, harder to do it. Like I say it right here, and you're like, yeah, he's right, but I still gotta do it. Just do it. Easy. I'm gonna keep it short because my voice is gonna collapse any minute. So, alright, we'll do 2 more chapters. Time management. He talks about time management. He calls it the end of time management. Did you, most of you probably know this, but the Tim Ferris show, so the author of this book, that's a good one. Yeah. Go listen to the Tim Ferris show right after you listen to this one. That will motivate the fuck out of you, because that's a really good one. Alright, so, time management. He says, perfection is not when there is no more to add, but no more to take away. So it's not only possible to accomplish more by doing less, it is critical. Alright? So the goal is to decrease the amount of work you perform while increasing revenue. This will set the stage for replacing yourself with automation, which in turn permits liberation. Okay, alright, so there's a difference between being effective and being efficient. So effectiveness is doing the things that will get you closer to your goals. Efficiency is doing a given task, whatever, in the best way possible. But something that takes a lot of time or is urgent doesn't really mean it's important. So you can be efficient with drinking a bottle of water or something, and like you have those videos on YouTube where people like in a second drink a bottle of water. Yeah, what the fuck does that matter if you can do that? What the fuck? It's better to be effective. It's better to be a little good in the things that are important than to be super good in the things that do not matter. So, common sense. Taking action is better than no action. So I have like guys around me in my school or something who play video games or watch Fortnite or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it or think about it, to be honest. But they like, all right, they do shit. Let's say, um, Bill Gates, he reads like 100 books a year or something. Let's say he moves back to reading 5 books a year. That will be bad for him. But those guys around me, the guys that only play video games and watch YouTube and Netflix and all that bullshit, imagine them reading 5 books a year. It's like 10 pages a day or something, like 5 minutes of work. If they do that, they become so much better at just being themselves or whatever. They know there's more possible than the bubble they're in right now. That's what you want. So like I said, it's important to be taking a little action in the things that are important, than to take a lot of action in the things that are not important. If you kind of, I try to explain it. I hope you understand what I mean. That's the point of what he's saying right now. Oh yeah, the 80-20 rule. He talks about the 80-20 rule. So there's a whole book about this actually, but like a summary of that, 20% of everything you do gets you 80% of those results. So you always gotta, yeah, I don't really have an example in this, but you gotta read the book. Maybe I'll do a summary on that one. Yeah, you gotta ask yourself which 20% of the sources are causing 80% of the problems, which 20% of sources are resulting in 80% of your income, and your happiness, and your, you know what I mean? Oh, I can give you an example. Let's say you talk to 10 people, and you're happy after talking to those 10 people. But you gotta ask yourself, which 2 of those 10 people make me most happy? If you start focusing on those 2 people instead of those 10, you don't have to spend time with those 8 people, but you're like still really, really happy because you talk to people who are make you happy. If you kind of know what I mean. I'm not being myself today. I'm sorry. This is like the worst podcast I recorded so far. I'm so sorry, but focus on the 20% that cause 80% of the results. Another tip he gives you, Parkinson's law. I'm gonna explain it to you. Let's imagine, I'm really gonna miss this train. Oh my god. Alright. Imagine you have a task. A simple, you gotta write an article or something, or whatever it is. You have 24 hours for that task. You know there's a deadline, so you're motivated to do it in those 24 hours. You like, oh yeah, that's just enough time. I'm completing this. I can do this. You get a good result. If you have a week for that same task, this is just human nature. 6 days you're gonna walk with the idea of, yeah, I still have a task I need to accomplish and to complete. And the 7th day you're gonna do it, and you get a, you know what I mean. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I do. 6 days you're walking with the idea in your head, like, I still need to complete a task, so you're a little more unhappy in those 6 days because there's stress in the back of your head. And the 7th day you're gonna complete that task, and it just cost you problems a week long, right? Imagine you have 2 months for that task. You're probably even gonna forget it. You have no results at all. So it's better to set shorter deadlines for yourself instead of having a whole lot of time to complete it. Yeah, you're not gonna complete. You're just gonna get fucked up results if you give yourself a lot of time for something. So, next time you get a task, ask yourself, what can I do? What can I focus on that will cause me the best results, which cost me as little time as possible, and set a shorter deadline so you're more motivated to work. Alright, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. Alright. Ooh, yeah, this is a good one. Whew, whew, whew. All right, let's talk delegating task. Outsourcing life, it's called. All right, so becoming a member of the New Rich, it's not just about working smarter, it's about building a system to replace yourself. So preparing someone to replace you, even if it like never happens, it just causes you, it just prevents you from having a lot of stress. So yeah, what do I want to say? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Lingering unimportant tasks will disappear as soon as someone else is being paid to do them. What? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. Let's say you think you're worth $20 an hour, and you have a task you need to complete. If you can give someone that task, who's gonna do it just fine, he's gonna deliver fine results. You give him $10, you just practically made $10. You're worth 20, he's worth 10. You just give him the task, you have a free hour. You can focus on the things that are important to you. Alright? So this is like a fucking 50-page chapter, but you don't have to make it that large. It's just delegating. You need to, like, you don't want to delegate something that should be eliminated. All right, that's important. So if you're like, I don't really even have to do this, don't delegate it. Just a waste of their time, of the person you're delegating it to, waste of your money. Don't do it. Yeah, it must be time consuming and well defined. That's the first thing if you want to delegate it. Second is that you need to have like some fun with this. You gotta have some fun with this. So it's like, I told my dad I'm gonna hire a VA, and he was like, no, you're stupid, you're fucking stupid, it's not worth your. So yeah, it's just a waste of money. And I'm like, no, because I have free time to work on shit I really care about. Like with school, I don't even do my homework or shit anymore. I just pay a guy to make my summaries. He just delivers those to me. And it's like from 10 hours of learning for school, it goes down to 1 or 2 hours. So that's just better. But like with my VA, like planning like my appointments and doing my email and blah blah, those kind of things. How do you call it? He does my social media, or she does my social media. So I let her wrote an email to my dad, because he doesn't agree with it. But every time she sends him an email to plan something or get something done. It's like fucking funny, because he has to he has to reply really nicely to her, but he doesn't like it. So it's like super passive aggressive to her all the time. I don't know. It's funny. All right. Yeah. Besides that, it's also, besides it's just being funny, it's also, if someone does work for you, you start valuing your time even more. So if you don't even need a VA, just hire someone. You can hire those people for like $3 an hour. It's so cheap. They work for so cheap, and they deliver like fine results. But if you hire someone to do tasks for you, you know, all right, someone is working for me. Why should then you're not gonna waste your time yourself, because that would just be a waste of your everything. All right, so you're gonna work harder. So get a VA. It's nice. It's funny. You can fuck with your dad if you do it. It's just funny. All right. Let's get to another chapter. Because I'm like, guys, I'm really sorry. I actually posted a poll on my Instagram, which I asked like, do you want an interview or do you want a book review? 90% of people just went with the interview, because I don't know, people don't like my voice or something. No, but I'm just rambling today. I'm sorry. Next week there will be another interview. We'll make it happen. I just want to show up and do my shit. So I need this. All right. If I don't make a podcast, I feel bad about myself. All right. Let's do a last chapter. Let's do the last one, because I'm really gonna miss my train now. Doesn't matter. Alright. Shit. Top 13 new rich mistakes. So, to start off with this chapter, if you don't make mistakes, you're not working on hard enough problems. That's just the biggest mistake you can make. Not making mistakes. But yeah, besides that, you're just gonna fuck some shit up, and these are the 13 most common ones. So yeah, one, I'm just gonna call them out. You can think of them later. 1. Losing sight of dreams and falling into work for work's sake. 2. Micromanaging and emailing to fill time. 3. Handling problems you outsource. Your outsourcers or co-workers can handle. 4. Helping outsourcers or co-workers with the same problems more than once or with non-crisis problems. 5. Chasing customers, most of the time unqualified customers. 6. Answering emails that will not result in a sale or that can get you, or you can answer by a really frequently asked questions tab or autoresponder or something. 7. Working where you live, sleep, or should relax. Okay, you need to separate those environments. You will just mess up in your head. You can't do work when you're in bed or something. That's just not good for your mental health. 8. Not performing through 80-20 analysis. 9. Striving for endless perfection rather than great or simply good enough. 10. Blowing small problems out of proportion as an excuse to work. 11. Making non-time sensitive issues urgent in order to justify work. 12. Viewing one product, job, or project as the end of your existence, just blowing it up like what the fuck, this is gonna destroy my whole career, life, social circle, when it's not even the case, like it's a unhappy customer or something. And 13. Ignoring the social rewards of life. These are the 13 most made mistakes according to Tim Ferris when becoming an entrepreneur, when really becoming a better version of yourself. Oh my god. Alright. I've already been talking for like 25 minutes, oh my god. Alright. Yeah, man, that's the book. Like I said, this was just a little bullshit. I hope you learned something from this. The 80-20 rule was important. The Parsons Law was important. The mistakes I just gave you are kind of important. Efficiency, effectiveness, important. And the 10 rules of the 10 rules I gave you that differentiate the new rich from the normal people. Alright? 6 things I just gave you. Think of those. If you want to read the book, as always, I'm giving it away. So I just took some important things I thought were important. I'm gonna do that in the future, by the way. I'm not gonna do like I did with the 10x rule. It's a 200-page book, but I made it a 40-minute episode because I wanted to cover everything. It's not gonna work. People are not gonna listen for that long. So I'm gonna talk only about the most important things I learned in that book. And yeah, if you wanna read it, you can buy it, or you can go to my fucking Instagram, leave a comment why you want to win a book, and maybe you win it. You know? We don't have that much listeners yet. So there's a big chance you'll win it. It's like a $20 book normally, so I'll just buy it for you. I'll send it to you. Last thing I want to give you, so I can provide a little bit of value. How I do my to-do list. So this book I just completely copied it from Sam Jacobs, by the way. That guy's a hero. Listen to the last episode. But like how I this book is about delegating and about better use of your time and those kind of things. So how I do my time management. I plan my day the night before, so I sit on my desk like at 7:30. Write my whole day out, what my appointments are, what the people I want to speak to, blah, blah, blah. I pick 5 things from my to-do list. And 2 of those, I'm like, which 2 of those 5 can I delegate or outsource? Those I send to my, a friend who want to make a quick buck, to my VA, whatever. Sometimes I let my sister do shit, because she she works fine. So, yeah. That's how I do my time. Your day starts the night before. That's really important. Ryan Surin says it always. Always says this always. He always says it. Your day starts the night before. And that's true. Plan your day. Know what you're gonna do. Like plan your day in the morning. Read it one more time so you don't get confused and be like, what's my next appointment? No. Get it done. Know what you need to do. That's the 4-hour work week on the Nouveau Riche Podcast. You know what Nouveau Riche means? It means new rich. Now you guys know where I get my inspiration from. Alright, thanks so much for listening. Go to my IG. Drop a comment if you liked it. Rate this. You can rate this now. Did you know that? If you're listening this in the iTunes store, rate it. I would appreciate that. Give it whatever you want. I just like the engagement. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Next week we'll be back with a great interview. After that one, another book review. I won't be sick by then. I will be talking to people again, so I'm not fucked up in my own head. I'm sorry, I'm rambling again. Thanks so much for listening. Bye bye.